So we got some new artworks regarding Assassin's Creed Shadows that provide a lot of details regarding the game, and they all look pretty fine in my opinion. Now, I don't know how much these artworks are gonna correspond to the actual game world, but I'm gonna be analyzing some locations based on all of these artworks that are provided by Ubisoft. But before that, I would highly appreciate a like on this video and feel free to subscribe to this channel if you want more Assassin's Creed Shadows content. Now, seeing these artworks, it might look like AI, to be honest. I make AI images so I can actually relate with it, but I think it's actually done real, but they kind of look like AI. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. I'm gonna be analyzing all these 6 artworks that we have got recently, and starting from the first we have of this image where what it seems like Naoe is standing on this Japanese sort of building, and it is actually present in Kyoto, and it's obviously a winter time. One thing that I like about this artwork is that it shows how massive the city is gonna be, and as you can see, it looks really dense in this image. Now, as I said before, I don't know how much it is gonna correspond to the actual game world, but seeing this image, I can for sure say that we are gonna like the parkour in this game a lot, and even the stealth, because of the density of the building, and also the crowd is a lot. I don't know how social stealth is gonna work in this game, but seeing this, I feel like there might be a chance that we are gonna see something similar to what we saw in Assassin's Creed Mirage. And the most important thing about this is that the city is not like the cities that were present back in the RPG Assassin's Creed game, especially Valhalla. I would say in Odyssey it was there a little bit, in like Athens you would say, but still I feel like this looks much better than that. I don't know how many more cities are gonna be kind of similar to this, but let's see. Overall, this artwork kind of feels very satisfactory. I just hope that we're gonna see something similar to this. And also, if you guys don't know, Kyoto is actually a very big city in Japan. That is gonna be huge for us because most of the important stuff happened at this place, and I don't know when we are gonna reach this sort of place, but I feel like there's gonna be levels according to the places as well, like how it was there in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Ghost of Tsushima as well. Alright, so let's move on to the next image. Now, this image looks really aesthetically pleasing. This is from the Iga province, and Iga province was the place where the shinobis were originated from. And in the beginning, if you saw the trailer of Assassin's Creed Shadows, the place where Yasuke and all the other samurais were causing some destruction, that place was in Iga province. It was a city from that place, and this Iga province place is not that far from Kyoto. It is actually kind of close. If you see the map, it is really close. And one more thing that you might find really interesting is that near this Iga province there is actually a lot of big cities. Osaka is also there, Nagoya is also there. So I don't know if they are gonna be present in this game, but there is a very big chance that these bigger cities are gonna be there in this game. There is a big chance because they are kind of close to each other. So we're gonna see a lot more dense cities in this game if there is gonna be something similar to this actual map. Obviously, don't expect the whole Japan to be there. There's gonna be a small part around this Kyoto area that is gonna be present in the game. Like we saw in Ghost of Tsushima, Tsushima Island is actually a place, and it is like a really small island, and they just set up everything on that small island, and the whole game is based on that. So I really like that thing. Don't need to stretch the game a lot like they did in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They just mapped the whole country. I think it's just not reasonable in my opinion. It's not good. There's a lot of bloat. They try to fill like a whole country. So back to this artwork, it also feels like there's gonna be a lot of different biomes right in this game. For example, this specific place kind of looks like a tropical place. Japan kind of has this sort of place a lot in their geography, and it looks really good in terms of doing parkour. All these different things, wood is there, and then there are these rocks inside this pond, so that can actually make the parkour really good and sick in my opinion. And here we see now we're doing the parkour and trying to reach those samurai guys. This guy on the horse looks like a samurai, but the guy standing next to him kind of look like Ronins. And I don't know if Ronins are gonna be in this game. That is actually gonna be sick. They were there in Ghost of Tsushima. I hope they're gonna be there in this game as well. And even if you see the part that is farther than that, we see a fountain behind, and it just overall looks a really good place to have a mission at, like really solid place. Next one is also of Iga province, and as I said, seeing the geography of this place, it is kind of a tropical place, and there's forest in here. And specifically, if I look at this mountain, that looks absolutely gorgeous. There's this mountain and everything is constructed on this. That looks absolutely sick. Like how we are gonna reach that place, and that is gonna create so many different options for us to parkour. That is gonna be so sick, climbing those palaces and and these mountains first. That is gonna be a challenge in itself. I don't know how it's gonna work. If you guys saw the trailer of Assassin's Creed Shadows, in the end part, now a grapple hooks to that place and it looked really sick, the whole area. So there's gonna be places like that, and if you see these artworks, you're gonna notice that there's a lot of mountains, and on those mountains there's like castles on top of them. The whole thing these guys have created, seeing this artwork, looks really authentic to the place. Just solid. I don't know how the graphics are gonna look. I cannot judge by the artwork. Artworks are kind of different than the actual gameplay. And if you see this image of the Iga province, we see Ronins, right? We see Ronins in this image. And as I mentioned in the last artwork, I mentioned there's gonna be Ronins, maybe I see them, but here we can finally say that Ronins are gonna be there in this game. And obviously it is a game based in Japan, so we are gonna see Ronins and samurais like we saw in Ghost of Tsushima. It is gonna be very similar in my opinion, because the time period was also not that much different. It was, but still, some things are kind of the same overall. Next one here, we have the Tanba province, Takeda Castle. So the Tanba province I see here, especially the Takeda Castle, it is on the west side of Kyoto, as I see here on the map. And seeing all the information we have till now, I feel like there's gonna be Kyoto and those areas, Kyoto, Osaka, and stuff like that are gonna be the main areas. Then we're gonna have some more area other than these, some on the west of it, some on the east of it, and these places might be in the center of the map. I feel like that is gonna happen. And this castle kind of looks like it is a huge place, and the scale of the mountains look really authentic. And as they have mentioned, Ubisoft has actually mentioned that they tried to match the scale of actual mountains and stuff like that. So if you see in this image, it actually looks like the mountains are really well scaled compared to the castle, and it just looks so good. And one of the things that does that is because there's like, you can see fog in this image a lot between different mountains, that creates this sort of illusion that it actually looks scaled realistically. Again, in this image we see Naoe, and she has a hook blade with her, and some samurais are walking down below, on the path that we see. And I feel like she is trying to follow them or something like that, or maybe there's a mission where we have to like kind of kill these people and proceed further to the castle, but who knows, right? Just still my assumption overall. Okay, so next one we have House Low End, and this is kind of like a house of a person, who is like kind of not that rich, maybe a poor person. Very similar to what I saw in Ghost of Tsushima. A lot of things are gonna be really same. And again, I don't have anything to say about this image. It looks kind of good. If you can see the doors in this game, those are called shoji, and we'll be able to do shoji assassinations in this place. I think by now we can do that. Yasuke, we are gonna be able to break the doors, like we saw in the trailer. So that is gonna be really sick. Again, nothing new than what we saw in Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know how they're gonna differentiate with that game, because a lot of these things are kind of similar to that, and I played it recently, so I can say that. Next up, we have the Daimyo Mansion. And if you guys don't know, daimyos are like powerful feudal territorial lords in pre-modern Japan, and these were the people who mostly controlled Japan and ruled it, for the most part from the 10th century to the middle 19th century. And if you guys don't know, Oda Nobunaga was a daimyo, and this artwork specifically can be from Oda Nobunaga's place, and we are probably gonna see this from the perspective of Yasuke. Maybe in the beginning when Yasuke arrives in Japan, this is gonna be the place where we're gonna go with him in the beginning, and then we're gonna meet Oda Nobunaga. Or maybe it's gonna be cutscene. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but still it's gonna be really sick how they're gonna do it. I hope they do it good. And there's so many doors. Again, we'll be able to do shoji assassinations here as well. But anyways guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got 6 of these different artworks. I don't know if there's more. I checked and I saw these 6, so I made a video on that. But if you guys see more, just tell me, alright? Feel free to comment down below. Make sure to like this video and feel free to subscribe to this channel if you want similar Assassin's Creed Shadows content and you want to know the latest information regarding it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.